Okay, we'll start the umbrella work here. We're going to add, which means I need a common denominator. So I'm going to multiply the top and the bottom by the same thing. I was going to say AB, but I already have a B. I need A squared. So I'm going to multiply top and bottom, both terms by A squared. So let's see, this is going to be negative X plus the results over here. A to the third minus A squared B on top of A squared B, because now it's all the same. And some of you might be itching to cross those out, but you can't, because you'd have to cross out the same thing here and here as well, and you can't do that, so you can't do that. Okay, let's see here. The average of the first 7 numbers was 21. Alright, so there's 7 numbers, and I don't know what they are, but I know that their average was 21, so I know what the total is. It's 7 times 21. And the average of the next 3 numbers was only 11. And I don't know what those numbers are either. But I know if I multiply those 3 numbers times their average, I'll get the total of those 3 numbers. And then if I want, that'll be the total if I add those together, right? And then I'll divide by the total numbers that I have, which is 10. And there's the overall average. Okay, because remember, when you have the average, you have the sum of all of everything divided by the number of things that you have. Number of whatever. So if you had, well, you can come up with your own example, but maybe I always end up doing pets. You know, if we added up all the dogs that everybody owns in the classroom, that'd be the sum of all the dogs. And then we'd divide by the number of students that had those dogs. We'd have the average of dogs per student. And based on what I've seen, less than 1 dog per student. But anyway, expand each using the distributive property. All right, so I think I'll just do the first one, and I'll let you ought to do the second one, but I'm going to do the first one here. Let's see, the x's are going to cancel, right? X to the 0, I don't need to write that down. And the 4's are also going to cancel, so I don't need to write that down either. I have a 1 on top. And on the bottom, my m's are it's going to be m to the 0. Don't need to write m down. And I have k to the 0. Don't need to write that either. So that's all, it's just 1. The first term is 1. 1 minus whatever you get. Alright, let's see here. If I had, let me do this one. The third root of negative 27. Well, it's odd, so I can get a negative. And it's going to be negative 3, right? Because negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3 is negative 27. So that means negative 3. And let me do one more. Negative 4 times negative 4 times negative 4. So that second one is negative 4. And then you go ahead and finish and add them up.